Hey, guys, it's April the 11th, 2024, and I'm still at the 2021 Golf Vista Court address in Orlando, Florida. And I'm going to write a paper today, and a work paper, and it's going to be on uh, I have a series of additional work papers I have to work on, so I got to figure out which one I'm going to work on today. But, okay, what should I be able to work on? Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, okay. I'll be able to work. Yeah, I'm gonna write a work paper on the Aborigine uh, ascent or the Aborigine development project of Australia and the Asia Pacific for the endorsement and support of the United States government. Essentially, it's going to be on that particular topic. It might be for a variated title, but essentially, it's going to be on that particular topic. And yeah, so and I do want you guys to know that Los Angeles, within 2 months or so, is going to get a nuclear bomb. Is going to be warheaded by China after North Korea uh, attacks South Korea, and China does nothing, and then and China is going to attack Los Angeles just for being, well, just because the United States is being a bit aggressive. That's what it's going to argue. Everything is staged, but it's going to argue that, and then China is going to attack North Korea, and it's going to be very confusing. We're going to make sure that they are no longer, blocks, uh, blocks outside of the continental unions, other than the exception of NATO. So that's it. There's not going to be any Asia Pacific bloc or any military alliance which is going to be formidable or exponential in development or for the most part. We have to get, eventually NATO is going to be expired. NATO is going to be dissolved. It's going to take half a century to a century to dissolve NATO. Actually, it might actually take half a century. That's what we have planned, but NATO is going to be dissolved. We're going to ease the world into a world government supported by 5 continental unions, and the maintenance and the preservation of the member states of the United Nations, all 192, 93, 94 countries, and so on. Okay? So China is going to be very confused. It's going to attack North Korea, and the United States eventually is going to back off after attacking Beijing or Shanghai or Hong Kong. Okay, it's going to work out that way. It's going to be a very confusing war, and everyone is going to, the United States and China, they will, attempt to divert or refrain from getting to the point of atomic bombing. And we've explained how Lower Manhattan and Moscow, within 2 weeks or so, will be nuked by each other. First Manhattan, and then Moscow. It's going to happen within 2.5 weeks. I'm pretty sure. I keep saying 2 to 2.5 weeks because we're going to give as much time as possible for the evacuation procedures, but it could happen earlier. If the evacuation procedures are rejected by the borough of Manhattan aggressively, and just irrationally, and people are just being stubborn, then I'm pretty sure some of the higher authorities are going to push the green light, and they're going to say we cannot handle the threat to the United Nations anymore, the threat to the global population, or economic crash that we cannot recover from, and unprepared for or unanticipated economic crash or financial crash we're not completely prepared for. So, as much people are being evacuated, a lot of folks are going to be evacuated. Damn near everyone is going to be evacuated if everyone responds, including the authorities in New York, respond the way they ought to by law. If there are some folks left behind who refuse to leave, who believe that nuclear or atomic bombing is impossible or it does not exist, it's just a facade, it's just some sort of conspiracy theory, then there's nothing we can do. If they hide out in Harlem or in government spaces unknown to us, there's nothing we can do, but the plan is to make sure that everyone is evacuated, and that's what we're working toward. There's nothing else we can do. Okay? So we detected a plan of of NSA to purport that I planned on faking my death or I planned on dying and live in a will or covering up my student loan debt with some sort of insurance, a medical insurance or uh, or accidental death and dismemberment coverage. That's actually moronic, So anyway, this is what I want you guys to know. I'm not joking around at all. Okay, I'm not joking around at all. No one is going to amputate any part of me, and no one is going to put me to death. Okay, I'm completely innocent. I don't make mistakes. I don't make egregious mistakes. I've been trained to be completely ethical and cautious at all times, ever since childhood. I made a few mistakes here and there, but nothing egregious, nothing criminal-minded, nothing violent, nothing outrageous, in all honesty. So there's no need for me to worry. There's honestly no need for me to worry at all. That's hard for people to comprehend, and a person being able to run the whole United States and make the decisions or endorse the decisions I have endorsed. But I need you guys to accept that. Okay? But anyway, so I have this documented. So Churus is going to recognize my $10 million trust fund and estate account. It's going to recognize it. And as you can see with this document, I'm not going to show too much. As you can see with this document, the plan to approach me in any sort of arrest or detainment manner has been aborted. That's made impossible. NSA and the rest of the Central Intelligence Agency outside of my immediate circle, meaning the rest of the Central Intelligence Agency, will respect me as its boss. Interpol will protect me as its boss. The United Nations will imply that I am its boss, and the United States will acknowledge that I am Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I am God eternal. Yes, I am Brahma. Brahma is just a derivation. Okay, I'm gonna have a hard time saying that. Okay, derivation of the word Abraham. I am Father Abraham. Okay, I was Father Abraham. I still am, But that's where the word Brahma, the name Brahma, came from. The creator of the universe. I really did create the universe. I am Allah. I really wrote the Quran. I really created the world. The Quran is just some sort of it's a variated narrative of the Old Testament, the Torah. I did write all of the Buddhist scriptures. I am Buddha. I literally am Buddha. The only Buddha there is. I went through what I went through to get to the point of enlightenment. Something I'm always at when I'm in heaven. But it was the experience and being able to help narrate the human journey towards humanity, eventually getting to that point of appreciating and working toward perfected nirvana. Not just enlightenment, the perfected nirvana, but acknowledging the most ancient, unlimited in their intelligence and wisdom, and that they have a space above all and ensures that everyone is safe toward eternal happiness without much interruption. So that's part of it. So yes, I am Yahweh. I'm honestly Yahweh. That's what everyone found out. When I was in Nazareth 2 millennia ago, they were told that I was Pharaoh for 5,000 years, and that I'm Amun Ra, and that's one of the reasons why the priests, Sadducees, and Pharisees, they hated me quite much. The Pharisees did not hate me too much. They are linked to the old Egyptian traditions, but the Sadducees, they wanted me dead, and they covered it up by switching the narrative to that in the Bible. We did that. We had to do that to hide certain stuff. But yeah, they knew me as Amun-Ra, and a lot of folks wanted me dead because of that. They said, what is Amun-Ra, Pharaoh, doing here with these disciples and agents, saying that he's actually Yahweh, and he was always Yahweh, that he was always Jewish as Pharaoh, that the royal family in Egypt, they were secretly Jews, all descendants of Joseph himself, Amun-Ra. I am Joseph. I honestly was the first pharaoh of Egypt. We hide that